outer space. We made it to the moon. Can anyone hear me? Is this thing on? Is my internet working? Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And yet here we are. It's still 6 o'clock, which means I haven't been late twice, just once. And it's really hot in this room. You guys hot? Are we having any tunes tonight? Oh, where are we? Guys, I'm very disoriented. I need like 1 minute to get my act together here. I left the office about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, and I said, oh, crap, I don't have any Wi-Fi in the studio yet. I'm going to need to get some Wi-Fi. And here we are with Wi-Fi. Maybe. If you guys can hear me, that means we've got Wi-Fi. Trey says we've got Wi-Fi. John thinks we've got Wi-Fi. Ethan says Wi-Fi. Little man, I don't know what your name is. Connor. Connor does not care whether or not we've got Wi-Fi, but we're here. 75 of you are here as well. We need to turn on some air conditioning in this room. Can you bump that down a little bit so that we've got some more air? I've only got one light right now. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Let's say hello, good evening, greetings. It's Bobby Gray, the founder and fearless leader of Texacoin, joining you live with one light from the Hideout. My wife and I now officially live in the place that Jesse James and his gang hid out in when they came to Dallas. And there's a secret passageway that goes, I won't tell you where the secret passageway is. Obviously, it may come in handy someday. Let's hope not, but I'm here. We're moved in. And again, it's going to take me, I don't think I need these headphones. It's going to take me a couple minutes to adjust. So please forgive my disorientation. Yeah, I've got a green screen and I'm missing a light. Once I get that other light, we're going to be in really great shape. But thanks for joining me. Sorry, it's kind of last minute. I was at the office, as maybe you saw in our group chat, trying desperately to get our multi-send going, which means if you've got commission coming your way this week and I've got your USDC address, snap of a fingers, payments go out. I think we hit $37,000 of commissions were paid out in a single transaction. That's what's great about crypto. There's, oh no, did I freeze? Am I frozen? Something about my door. Is my door in the way? Something changed. Something changed. I was much larger like a minute ago, and now I'm small. I don't know. Anyway, we're not going to worry about it. This is our first time. We're just going to keep going. Anyway, we did a multi-send, which is great, which means that if I've got your USDC address and you've got commission coming, click, click, click. The money's out there. It's paid. It makes my life easy. It makes it very convenient for both of us. So please, I feel like I'm disappearing. Something happened in my background. Let's see if I can fix my background. Adjust my background. Adjust background. Maybe I forgot that I have a green screen. I have a green screen. Is that better? No, it's not better. Virtual background. Let's turn my virtual background off. I don't think it seems to care that I've got a green screen. Something's happened. We're not going to worry about it. Let's go back to outer space. Less distracting than usual. Anyway, so that's where I was. I was wrapping that up. I had to race home literally in like Trey's rocket ship. I got here, figured out the Wi-Fi, and here we are, 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining, everyone. 95 people on the call so far, including me. And plus the people that we've got here in studio. Greetings to my friends from Philadelphia area. Thanks for coming out, guys. Okay. It's Tuesday. Where do we start? A couple things. First and foremost, I want to talk to you guys about tech. And I want to talk to you about why we're having this change of protocol in regards to the payout login system. We've got that very simply because we had a very bad hack this past week. And we're not exactly sure whether it's systemic or localized to individual weak passwords, but we paid out a bunch of commission in the last week. We paid commission, copied down the transaction hash, saved it to the record, notified the miners, and they said, I didn't get it. We said, well, it's not possible. It's, unstoppable money and it's surely there. Well, it's not in my Coinbase account. All right, well, let's look into it. Well, apparently, and again, we're not really sure exactly if it was driven by a weak password on the miner side or a bigger issue that we're still dealing with. But payout USDC addresses were modified, and they weren't modified by the miner, so far as we can tell. Maybe you lied to us and told us that you put the wrong address in. Good for you. But we're increasing security on the payout system so that we are more likely to prevent something like this from happening in the future. And it gives us a moment for pause for a bunch of different things. Number one, digital risk is an ongoing, nonstop problem. There's no way to completely eliminate any and all digital risk. What that means is, as long as we're messing around in this digital crypto sandbox, we've got digital risk to deal with. It's 24 hours a day. It's 7 days a week. It's not like, well, only at nighttime we really have to worry about it. It can happen at any time. And rest assured, as our project gets bigger and bigger and bigger and more successful, it's kind of a bit of a double-edged sword. All of a sudden, we're big and important, and the hackers are looking for us. So that sucks, but we have to deal with it, and it's an iterative process. It's a cat and mouse game. And so every time we learn something, we go, oh, crap, okay, we found a new thing to worry about. And then we implement the security solution and the protocol to deal with it. But here's the thing about it. We definitely want to learn about these problems. We definitely want to find out about these issues when we're small. The hack cost us probably about $10,000. And that's disappointing. Nobody ever likes to lose money. I don't know if we should be really proud or really bummed out about the fact that we're actually able to afford a problem of that size, but we're able to deal with it. And so we changed our protocol. So now it requires two-factor authentication to make any edits to your profile. In order to implement the solution, we had to kick everybody out. We had to zero out all the passwords. We had to make it so that you have to change a password to get back in. And then you're only able to make an edit to your profile if you've two-factor authenticated through email. And though there is also a two-factor authenticated app option out there as well. Hopefully you put as much security in place as possible so that we eliminate the likelihood of this happening in the future. Now, it didn't happen to everybody. It only happened to a couple people. And so I'm not sure if those people just had weak passwords or those passwords were compromised somehow or exactly what that is. But now we're also, in addition to that security patch, we're also logging a lot more information. If you try to log in from a different device, we'll kick you out automatically and require you to re-authenticate. So there's a lot of like really basic stuff that we should have probably already had in place. And so we kind of learned that lesson the hard way. Same thing when we went live on Dextrade back May 15th of last year. We weren't ready for it from a security standpoint. We pushed to get to the goal a little bit ahead of schedule, and we paid a price. And so that's going to continue to happen. That's the bad news. The bad news is that as long as we're messing around in this realm of digital risk, we've got these kind of things to deal with. And so we're going to take them on the chin. We're going to learn from these mistakes. We're going to get better every time. And again, we're going to be grateful that we're able to make these mistakes and catch these mistakes early in our adventure. That way we have the ability to correct them, find the problem, correct those problems, and raise the bar on our protocol long before the numbers get really big and really out of control. The sooner we find a problem, the sooner we can fix it and patch it. Fortunately, it was only a couple of people that had their addresses changed. And again, it only cost us about 10 grand. And so that sucks. It's really terrible. But remember, I'm always going to tell you the truth about these things. You might not like what I have to say. There's not really a good political way to share this kind of stuff with you. My wife is probably going to yell at me in a couple hours and be like, why'd you say it like that? Could have told them something totally a different way so that they weren't scared. But you should be a little scared. The reality is that digital risk is a real thing. And if we pretend like it's not there, it doesn't go away. When you have your crypto stored on that cold storage coin, the office moved. I don't have on my, they're somewhere. Hold on. There they are. When you've got your Texacoin stored safely on your cold storage wallet, it's good. It's there. It's safe. We've been making these products for a long time to help the crypto industry keep their crypto safe. looks like this. You've got one. The moment that you peel that sticker off the back and you scan it into your phone and you start beep, beep, beep and sending it around the world, that's the moment that you re-enter that realm of digital risk. It's a scary world, and we want you to take your time. The last thing we want, I've said it a lot of times, the last thing we want is for you to win, for us to win, for us to accomplish our goals, the things that we see in our clear near future. We don't want to get there and have you go, oh, well, I clicked the wrong button and disappeared it, because that would just be a heartbreak. And it's happened plenty of times to other people, not so much to us. We want to go carefully into this digital frontier, but we do want to get there. And we do want you to enjoy the fruits of our labor upon arrival. So please, I cannot beg you enough, be careful as you engage this exciting digital realm and tackle these types of digital risks. We're learning, you're learning, we're all learning together. We'd like to think that we're, a little smarter and a little wiser than your average bear. But as you can see from the mistake that has happened recently, we've got some learning still to do. And it's not that we didn't know about the problem. It's just that, like, who would have thought that would have been a problem already? We're growing fast. We prioritize lots of development. People are saying, well, we really want to be able to adjust our placement by ourselves. Okay, we're working on it. We really want to be able to add our own miners. Okay, we really want to be able to pay with crypto during checkout. Okay, these things are all on the list. We now have 7 or 8 or 9 full-time developers working on Texacoin. So we got a pretty big team. We can only add to that team so fast. We can only trust so much. And so we prioritize the things that we're working on. That one, unfortunately, took a back seat, and we paid the price for it. So lesson learned, but please, 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 I beg you, be careful as we engage this realm of exciting digital stuff. Be prepared for it. Again, the longer we can keep our crypto safe on the cold storage wallet, the more likely we are to not have to worry about digital risk. And that's a really big thing. So having said that, that's what I've been tied up on this last week. And now that that's out of the way, I apologize for the disruption in your normal login procedure. You're gonna have to go through a couple of steps to get back in, re-find your USDC address, re-add that now. We're going to double check these things for a couple of weeks as we move forward. So before we start just bulk blasting money out, as our commission payments get bigger and bigger and bigger, we're going to still want to verify these things as much as we can, just to make sure that we're erring on the side of caution as we move forward. $250,000 of weekly commission with click, click, click to the wrong addresses. That's a terrible, terrible thing to happen. And so, a couple that were wrong, bad, we learn, we take it on the chin. But we're going to exercise a lot of caution as we move forward to make sure that that this is an incident now that we can put behind us. So that's what I've been busy with in the last week. It's a real frustration because we've got so many other exciting things to focus our attention on. And now I'm stuck here doing, tech stuff, grinding out security protocol, when what I want to be doing is talking with you guys, checking in with you about our Las Vegas contest and promotion updates. Funny thing about that, having said Las Vegas is off, it's on, it's off, it's on. And now it is officially, semi-officially on. What does that mean? It means, so far as I've been told from our contact at Bitmain, the event is a go for the original dates. 25, 26, 27. I don't know. Let's check the calendar. Officially, May 26 and 27, which means we'll get out there on the 25th. We will miss Memorial Day, which is a real heartbreak. Take that into consideration if you're planning on joining us out there. But the event is officially confirmed for the 26th and the 27th. The one thing that we don't have yet official is the exact venue. Now, we've been told the venue is Conrad, which is at Resorts World. We're still fingers crossed because we've got 9 rooms booked there and a couple across the street. So we're hoping that it's at least in that vicinity. But like a lot of other things that come out of the Orient, they're a bit of a mystery until they happen. And so I apologize that I'm bringing information back to you guys that has changed and then changed back. But it's the same thing. Deep breath. We're going to do the best we can to deal with it, to plan ahead, even with the uncertainty that we're getting out of our vendor. So 26, 27, it is on. And I'm going to say officially at this point that it's on regardless of what happens next from them. You know, if they change the dates to sometime in June, like they said that they were going to do, we're just going to go, okay, our event is taking place sometime during that last week of May out in Las Vegas. So 25, 26, 27, 25, I'll be out there on the 25th. The event is supposedly and tentatively in the 26th and 27th. And then the Bitcoin conference is 27, 28, and 29. Now, remember, we're not going to the Bitcoin conference. The Bitcoin conference is put on by Bitcoin maximalists. These are people that believe that Bitcoin is the only crypto that humanity needs. There can be only one crypto, and it is Bitcoin. You and I both know that to be entirely not true because Bitcoin's very slow. It's very expensive. It's almost completely mined. It leaves the door wide open for lots of what we call altcoins. They call any coin that's not Bitcoin an altcoin, not to be confused with meme coins or the other coins that are out there. But there are a lot of different coins. Texit coin is one of them. And they all serve either no purpose or very different purposes in the marketplace. And so the Bitcoin event is put on by Bitcoin maximalists. And so if you walk in there with like your Texit coin t-shirt on and your Texit coin hat, they're going to like make fun of you. They're going to try to kick you out. I almost got kicked out of a Bitcoin maximalist event last year in April or May here in Dallas. I could have thrown you out for wearing that shirt. You know, it's against our rules, right? Oh, okay. Anyway, so it's put on by Bitcoin maximalists. So it's not really an event for us, but there's going to be a lot of crypto people in the area during that week, and we want to be there. We want to crash the party. I am working diligently on locking up advertising around town for while we're there and while they're there. And so I don't know if we would be allowed to exhibit at the event if we wanted to, but it's not really an event for us. We're going to have our event on the side with the mining community. It'll be one of our first opportunities to introduce Texacoin to our Asian friends, which are the primary attendees of the World Digital Mining Summit, in a big way. And I'm very excited about that as one of the keynote speakers there. So come and join me. Win your way into it. Even better. Remember, if you sponsor 6 new people between week 55 and week 59, 55 concluded 2 weeks ago. We just wrapped up week 56. We're paying out commission this today and tomorrow for week 56. So you got this week, 57, 58, and 59. So you got a whole month plus a couple days from a couple of weeks ago to qualify for the event. If you want to go, it should be pretty easy to accomplish that goal. Put 6 on the board and your hotel and your airfare are covered. Put 10 on the board and you get to bring a guest. Put 10 on the board and get 50 points through the people that you've directly sponsored in that period of time. And we upgrade you to a suite and you get a $5,000 cash bonus to either pay down some credit cards or to take a vacation again, or to hit the slot machines in Vegas if that's what you need to do. And guys, I want to remind you, I just had a great conversation with Arthur at the office earlier today. We talked to Davy Jones, and I said, Davy, you know, a lot of the guys that joined through your team have been here around 6 months. So why don't we do like a Davy Jones Locker Mint appreciation Zoom call next week or something? And I said, you pick the date, talk to your leaders, figure out what works well, and tell your people that show up for the call, I'm going to give away 100 plus ounces of silver during that call. What does that mean? It means depending on the size of the call, the more people that show up for that call, miners only, will give away more and more silver. And this is going to be kind of like a 6-month check-in. Like, how's it going? Did we accomplish any of our goals? Did we have a good time? Have we monetized some of our Texit coin? You know, where are we at 6 months in? But the other thing that I want to do during that call is I want to introduce Arthur. And Arthur comes from a totally different side of this world. You know, our world is really a bunch of different things. We're mining crypto. We're creating price increase and interest in Texit coin through our advertising and promotion. So we got a lot of stuff going on with Texit coin. And the way that we're getting to our goals is by building the mind. The way that we're building our mind is through this referral marketing program that looks and smells a whole lot like network marketing. Depending on how long you've been around, you would know that I'm not a network marketing guy. But we've designed this program to specifically take the best elements of the network marketing world because it works. Not only does it work, but it has worked very well in the past for building a mind and building a community. But we've never really focused on that. It's always been kind of like a little asterisk sidebar. By the way, you can participate in the affiliate program and, put some cash in your pocket and get some rewards. Arthur now coming into our community is our way of saying we are ready to embrace that part of our project that for a long time in the very early days, we, didn't really shy away from. Try not to say those letters MLM out loud. But we really we didn't embrace it. We knew that we had something that would be appealing to people from that community, but we didn't really engage it directly. We didn't put it first, front and center in our discussion. Our discussion was all about building a mind, all about Americanism, Texas values. And so we're not changing that in any way, but we're embracing that side of our project and really looking to step on the gas with it. And so I said, Arthur, let's bring you in. Let's introduce you to Davy Jones and his community. And let's say, look, you guys maybe got involved to become miners of Texacoin. You got involved because the community, the silver bugs, the silver stackers, the precious metals community was doing something a little outside of the realm of what most precious metals guys are used to. We're taking this leap of faith and we're dipping a toe in the water of crypto. Now, some of our friends from the silver community are already in, and a lot of them stayed on the sidelines. So it's a mixed crowd. But we said, hey, look, let's do this thing together. We never really adamantly, directly focused on that other side of it, the referral side of it, the networking side of it, the commission side of it, the affiliate side of it, whatever you want to call it. That's not something that we really had at the front and center of the discussion with that community. So I said, tell you what, let's have an event. Let's do a Zoom call. Maybe we'll do like Zoom bingo or something fun. I don't know exactly what we can do, but let's bring Arthur in and let's say, look, here's where we've gotten so far. And if you're satisfied with the experience, if you've decided that this thing isn't a scam and it's a real project and we've made progress towards our goal and we're building a community and you like what we've done so far and you want to figure out how to make a couple bucks off it or how to increase your hash power a little bit and get more Texacoin paid out every day, talk to Arthur. Because Arthur can teach you the kind of things that Davy Jones has brand new to, but been able to be very successful at and create a very successful, very prosperous team. And if that's intriguing to you at all, then let's start to bring Arthur into that conversation and get some more training set up and some more calls set up and some more events set up. Let's send Arthur out to your part of town. Where are you? Are you in Houston? Are you in Baton Rouge? Are you in, San Antonio area? Wherever you are, let's connect and let's teach you how to engage this thing as a business opportunity, which again, start drawing circles and lines on the whiteboard. People go, no, 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 don't do it. We've got something beautiful here. Please stop. But it's really great on both sides. And we need that element in order for us to be successful. The only way we get to our goal is by growing, by bringing more people into our community, by filling those seats. But here's my point. And the reason I bring it up and mention it right now. And are my eyes like changing colors because I'm grease screening out? The reason I bring it up right now is because there's a whole bunch of fun that goes into that world. Network marketing is not just about the pyramid drawing and the circles and the commissions and the comp plan. It's also about community. And there are a lot of people that get into network marketing and they're in there for 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 years. And some of their best friends, their travel buddies, people they connect with, every day or a couple times a year that have fun together. These are relationships that are built through those types of businesses. And when you're earning together, you're having fun together, you're making friends together, you really have something that's very strong. And I've really enjoyed that element, seeing it happen when we got together for the Texas Ranger Roundup that we did a couple of weeks ago. I said, we've really got to do more of this. Let's get something on the calendar, like once a month, an opportunity for us to get together, bring in the top performers, bring in the leaders, bring in the new people in our community that are excited, and let's show them the other side of it. Let's show them what it's like to have a good time and to enjoy meeting new people, spending money together. I mean, living that 5-star crypto rich luxury life is kind of cool. And so let's start to engage that that element of our project because it's really cool. And we've paid out what, close to, what is it now? 3 million, 3.5 million, 2 points. I think it's 2.7. Pulling up the chart, share my screen, see if my little internet connection can take it. Where are we at? I think we're coming up close to $3 million in commission paid out, earned and paid out. 2.73 million so far, another 141,000 left to be paid out by the end of the day tomorrow. So please, if you've got commission coming your way, log into your dashboard. It's real easy to do once you reset that that login. Let me see if I can get into my LastPass here. Trust this computer. Sure, why not? Where's my out of band authentication? Yes, I would like to authorize this login request. There we are. There's my login. Fill in the blanks. I've already reset my password. And so remember to go over to your commission and take a look at where you are. You can see my measly commission. I haven't earned a commission since March 12th. What's wrong with this system? Why? Because the right side is terrible for me. My right side is doing nothing. Raphael, where are you? Wanda, please. Need some help on my right side. Or as Arthur would say, Rob, you really should have started by building both your left and your right side. Okay. Anyway, so log in, check out your commission, see if there's anything in there that's pending. I don't know where your pending commission would be. I think it's right here. Maybe it's not. Maybe we don't have pending commission. I don't know. But please get us a USDC address so that we can get you paid. We want to do it. We have the cash to do it. We're doing very well right now. The faster we put that money back in your pocket, the faster it has a positive benefit for you, your family, your community, the things that you want. And I want to stop and pause for just a second and talk about that money because it's a lot of money and a lot of people are doing very well. And, you know, Arthur had an event in Denver. He said, how many people, by a show of hands here, $500 a month, if you were getting an extra $500 a month, how many people here would find that to be like a life-changing thing for you and your family? If you were getting $500 more per month, I see the hands going up already here. Be pretty cool, right? Okay, what about $500 a week? You know, what could you do with an extra $500 a week? It's pretty good. What about $1,000 a week? You know, $1,000 a week is coming up on a salary that's more than most Americans make. What about $3,000 a week? It's real money and it's getting paid out week in, week out to real people just like you that are earning it by helping us grow. And again, I want you to stop for a moment and consider the benefit that could have for you. If you're out there and you're thinking about, you know, participating and helping us grow, helping us reach our goal, then get involved with some of the leadership here, win your way over to Vegas or come out and check it out. I think we're going to have a big event in Vegas. I don't know exactly what day or time. It'll probably be on Wednesday. My guess, the 30, Wednesday, the 20, I don't know. My calendar's not cooperating. Wednesday, the 28th, best guess. Maybe Tuesday, the 27th. I don't know. We'll get our heads together. We'll figure it out. But if you'd like to figure out how to turn this thing into a little bit of a business opportunity, now's the time. Still ground floor. Remember, we're just over 1% of the way built on the mind. We're still at 0.3% on the community building. We've got a long way to go. You might as well stuff your pockets full of cash as we're watching the community build, as we're watching the mind grow, as we are watching the price of Texacoin stair step its way up to where we expect it to go by February of next year, which is 16 and hopefully way beyond. I'm not changing my mind on that. We're still looking for 5x the original 16. $80 is a goal by February of next year. But if you'd like to help make some money along the way, please do so. It's a lot of fun and you get to have a great time with us. Hit the bonuses, hit the rewards, and travel and be a part of the team, be a part of the community, make some new friends, try something different. I don't know. But that's what's coming our way. We're learning more about who we are, what's working, and we're very excited to share that with a larger and larger community as we get going. Okay, I've got family in town today. I don't know how well my internet connection is holding up. I am a little annoyed that I've only got one light, and if I put my hand up, there's like a terrible shadow. Maybe my eye changes color. Whatever it is, it's time to go to Q&A and see if we can wrap this call up a little ahead of schedule. Mark says we can hear me fine. Thanks, Mark. Thomas says, could you go over the growth of the company, the coin amount lowering a bit, and what it looks like in the future? Thomas, can you be a little more specific about what you mean in terms of the coin amount lowering? Or Thomas says no. Thomas says you're good on our end. Chris says I'm fine. Looks awesome. Do you have any interaction with Austin Chamber of Commerce? Not yet, Mark. We're holding off. Thomas, I'm going to come back to you. I didn't forget about you. I'm just waiting to see if you can clarify that question a little bit. We are holding off on Chamber of Commerce engagement until we have our Downtown Digital Dollars website set up. About a week and 2 or 3 days ago, I did an extensive brainstorming session for content on that website. I wrote some really great stuff. I don't think I've shared it here yet. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. If I haven't, I'm happy to. But that's the content that's going to come together and get posted onto the Downtown Digital Dollars website. And that's the website. That's the conversation. That's the content that we want to put forward to the members of the communities where we want to build the relationships with our community currencies. And so we don't want to go out there as Texacoin. We don't want to go out there as Mine Texacoin. We want to go out there as Downtown Digital Dollars, build on the TXC blockchain. That's how we want to present ourselves to the chambers, to the economic development corporations, to the city councils, to the businesses on Main Street. Why? A couple of reasons. Number one, it's not political. It's not about Texas. Texas is home for the mine. It's about a fast digital way of engaging in an age-old concept, local money. It's all over the country right now. It's been all over the country for 100+ years. And so there's nothing new or particularly interesting about community currencies. The tools that digital currency gives us to do that faster, better, easier, cheaper, more transparently, more reliably, that's what makes it different today. And so by going through the same path that we went down before, through the fairs and festivals and the downtown associations, we'll be able to do hundreds, thousands of times as much as we did in the past, so much more quickly with our digital tools. And so as we go out there and make that presentation to the communities and the leadership, we want to do that as Downtown Digital Dollars. And so once we have that website done, and again, the content's there, the design's there, the logo is almost completed. Once we have that done and we're ready to present as Downtown Digital Dollars, that's when we're going to start joining chambers of commerce in mass and getting more involved, using some of our dollars for promotion, sponsorships, community engagement activities. So look forward to that in the next couple of days, maybe a week or two, once that website's done. Remember, we got a long list of tech stuff to do. We've got 8, 9, 10 people now on our tech team. So we've got a great team in place, but we need to get the message really dialed in so that as we're out there engaging the communities that we wish to serve, they understand that we're not political. We're not here to disrupt the dollar. We're not here to end the Fed. We're here to create a local community solution to help keep money in town. That's the goal for the community currencies. That's why they work. That's why the business owners and the merchants and the participants of the communities love them. And that's why it's going to work so much more quickly with the digital tools at our disposal. So the tech is in good shape. It's now just perfecting the message so that we can communicate that quickly and easily to the communities that we're looking to serve. So not yet on the interaction with the Austin Chamber of Commerce. Hopefully that answers your question. Small miners for the house. How do we get one qualify? Good question. So we've got 2 small miners that we're evaluating. The Mini Doge, which I think runs at 700 or 800 mega hash, and the AlphaPex DG1 Home, which runs at 2100 mega hash. In order to qualify to have one of those at home, you really got 2 major things to worry about. Number 1, are you in Texas? Number 2, do you have at least one of those 2 numbers? I took a look at a report the other day, and I confirmed that we've got about 100 people that are at or above 2100 mega hash. And so those are the people, specifically the ones located in Texas, that I'm going to reach out to first and say, hey, I've got a box for you. It's pre-configured. I'd like you to take it to your home, plug it in. There's one other thing as well that we're working on. And what we're working on is changing the output of the mine or sorry, changing the configuration of the mining pool server so that you get to keep the Litecoin and eventually the Dogecoin that you're mining using your electricity on the box that's installed at your house. And this is kind of cool. I'm going to explain this. It's a mouthful. Somebody has been tracking our Litecoin wallet. And even before I noticed that we've hit another Litecoin block, they're sharing it in our Telegram chat group, which is really, really cool. I think what we're going to do on next week's call, maybe this Thursday's call, is talk about Checkmate. We've got this project locked down from so many different angles. It's not even funny. I don't want to get into what those angles are tonight, but one of them is the merge mining. Merge mining is an incredibly powerful tool that allows us to take Litecoin blocks today and eventually Litecoin and Doge blocks and block rewards to pay our electric bill. And so we're getting essentially free electricity. You know, the whole mining conversation is about, well, are you at 7 cents per kilowatt or 3.8 cents? Or this is what everybody else has to worry about because they're all competing against people, usually mega corporations, that are mining in countries, normally China, that have very cheap or free electricity. And so energy and the cost of energy is central to the discussion about mining, but not for us because we're not competing against China. We're competing against each other in this very level, very simple playing field that we've got set up. It's great. It's a really great system. But the point is that we are taking their blocks and we're using their blocks to pay our electric bill. So we're getting our Texas coin for free. So once you qualify and you get to take one of these boxes home, which you paid to get into a mining pool that mines you Texacoin, that's your reward. And you plug this thing at home, you're using your electricity, you'll get the Litecoin and eventually the Doge once we figure that out, and we will, for free. I'm not sure which one of them you want to think of like having a cost to acquire. It's one of them, right? Because you have to pay something to get in. You got to pay the electric bill. But you're getting Doge, you're getting Litecoin, and you're getting Texacoin if you have one of these things plugged in at home. If we have it in our data center, then we get to keep the Litecoin and the Doge eventually when we figure that out to pay our electric bill. But remember, mining is supposed to be profitable. It's a huge investment in the ASICs, the technology that you need to do it. So think about it like this. If you have to put out $10,000 to buy the supercomputer and plug it into your house, you've got a fixed capital cost associated with that hardware. Okay. So you plug this thing in, you're making $4 a day with the best equipment that's out there. It's going to take you 2,500 days to make back your original capital outlay for that equipment. That's a ridiculous ROI. You know, you can say, yeah, it's profitable, but not really. Now, if you put that on a 0% credit card and then you move it to another 0% credit, like, okay, you can maybe find a way to, externalize that capital cost. But the point is that, like, that's what you're getting yourself into. Hexacoin is totally different because we're not competing against them. But if you have enough hash power, suppose it's 2,100 mega hash, you get to take, and you're in Texas, you get to take one of these things home. And then you're going to be burning your electricity, but you'll be mining Litecoin to cover that electric bill. Now, I don't know exactly how close it is to profitability just with Litecoin. And that's why it's so important for us to get two things done. One is set up the mining pool so that the Litecoin that you mine, whatever your contribution is, you get that percentage back. And we want to be able to merge mine Doge as well. So we'll mine Litecoin, Doge, and Texacoin, and you'll get all three of those if you plug it in at your house. So 2,100 mega hash is the answer to the question, is what you should be going for to take home an AlphaPex DG1 Home Edition. Okay. And you have to be in Texas. Can we change that rule? Can we put it outside of Texas? Maybe. But right now it works really well to just say to people, look, we're exclusively building this mine in Texas. That's where it is. That's where it's set. That's the rule. That's the plan. So unfortunately, at least for now, in the foreseeable future, you got to be in Texas. All right. So 2,100 is the mega hash you're going for. Earl says it's up. Thanks, Earl. Not sure what we're talking about, but I'm glad it's up. Carl says email verification seems to expire prior to save changes in profile entering USDC. Yeah, Carl, I noticed that as well. And I'm going to send a message now to the tech guys that we probably need to increase the timeout limit. Thanks for bringing it up. Tech guys, they're in here somewhere. Um, I can't find it. Trey's going to remind me. Trey, remind me. After the call, we'll send a message in to increase that timeout period so that you have enough time to get in there, make the change, and save your changes. Russell, did the hack effect coins going into our hot wallets too? Maybe, maybe. Check your payout, see what you got, and contact the office if you think that you're missing some coins. We'll take a look. Austin, can you review? Will there be a point where we can peel our sticker and keep some Texit in cold storage or get some Texit on a second coin where the sticker stays on and that one gets removed? Okay. A couple things about this. Number one, I'm going to start mailing the second coin out once our new packaging is in. We're a couple days away from that. I'm not sure exactly when it'll show up, but I got a really great new package. So I want to send you the coin and I'm going to send you the new package. Okay. So you're going to get two coins. One of them is going to be different than the other. The reason I want to do that is because I want you to know which one is which, first of all. And second of all, I want you to have one coin that you're able to show off to people. So your mining is going to be linked to the little coin, the existing package. And the one that you're going to show off to people is a totally cool, totally different new package. Okay. So it's a couple days out still, but get excited about that because it's pretty cool. In the meantime, you can do it right now. I haven't made a video for you yet, but I showed you how to do it last week. Maybe it was last Thursday, last Tuesday. I don't remember. I was there. Take this coin out of the package, peel the sticker, rub away the glue, scan it with the TXC wallet using the import function, scan that laser etched key, and voila, it's right there linked to your wallet. And I told you before, I really like that because this coin, then you save it. Don't throw it out, put it back in the safe because if your phone gets smashed, you still have the ability to recover that hot wallet using the code that's on the back of the coin. Okay. We went through this last week. Maybe it was Tuesday, maybe it's Thursday. Rewatch that video because it's a great, powerful way to get the hot wallet active and usable from your phone, but still have that laser etched, very reliable, very disaster resistant cold storage coin locked up somewhere. So if you ever need to recover it later, you can certainly do that. Hopefully, Austin, that answers your question. Michael says, where could we get Texit gear like shirts and caps? Michael, you got to reach out to the community right now because everyone's making lots and lots of different cool stuff. We used to have it live on our store. The store is down. It's still down. Again, it's not a priority. I thought I was going to get to it this week. I had other things come up. But there is a lot of cool gear out there. So please send a message out in the Telegram community and you will very quickly get connected with the folks that are able to get you some cool gear, shirts, hats, all that stuff. Gay says, qualified for Vegas last week. Do I need to do anything else or wait for a message from y'all? Gay, Samantha, my daughter, whom I love very deeply, is helping us with the event organization for Las Vegas. And so she's going to reach out and work on travel coordinations. What I can tell you is this. If you find a good flight that you like, get it booked. If it's a reasonable price, get it booked and we'll reimburse you for it. You know your details and your flight preferences better than we do. Well, if you find a flight and it's, I don't know, $300, $400, $500, book it up and we'll reimburse you for that. Okay. At least that way you can get the jump on it. I would plan on being there most of the week of the 25th of May. Like I said, I'm arriving on the 25th. The Bitmain event is 26, 27. We're going to try to do something, I think, on the 28th. And so please, 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 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. 4 nights. So we're going to do something on Wednesday, the 28th. I think that's confirmed at this point because I said it, right? So book it up, find yourself a reasonable flight, get it booked, and we'll see you in Vegas. Hopefully that answers your question. Mark says, my wife is senior HR consultant for Austin, and I was looking to see if we could help. Yes, maybe you can. What is Austin? Is Austin a person, a place, a thing, an idea? I'm assuming it's a city, or maybe it's a guy that's in our community because Austin just asked a question like a couple minutes ago. Mark, send a message. Let us know what you can do to help, where you can apply those skills, and we will see if we can put those skills to good use. Anonymous attendee, a few weeks ago, you mentioned the possibility of a 21 pack, which would increase the buy-in. No, we've ruled that out. No 21 packs. We got a great thing with what we got. We have a really great thing. Think about it like this. And my network marketing friends, I love you guys. They had a great event with Arthur. Arthur's kind of my guy now in the realm of the network marketing world, right? I don't have the time and I don't have the expertise to do much more than what I've done so far. That's not saying I'm not great. It's not saying I couldn't figure it out if I wanted to. It just means that we've got a lot of elements to this project that need my attention. Phase two, building the community currencies. That's really what I want to focus on next. So I've got Arthur here to really help teach people how to help us grow as a business. And that's going to be distasteful and a turnoff for some of you. It's going to be really exciting for others that are saying, when do we get training? When do we get comp plan videos? When do we get instructions? We want that stuff. When can you send somebody out here? When are you going to start advertising here? I want help. Arthur. The answer to that question is Arthur. But he went out to Colorado the other night, had a good meeting. I think we did him very well out there. Came back and said, look, we've got some ideas. I said, of course you do, Arthur. Arthur's in a tough spot, right? Because he's been in the realm of network marketing for 30 years, 10 years out in the field, 20 years with corporate, right? With the company that runs the network marketing program. And so he's seen both sides of it. He's seen it from the field side, from the person that's out there trying to grow and build, and he's seen it from the company side. And so now he's working for us. And that's a really big feather in our cap too, because he's a great guy, salt of the earth, very honest guy, very well-respected guy. He doesn't have a string of burnt bridges. He's got a string of good, successful relationships that have taken him years to create. And so he comes back in and he says, we've got some ideas. And I said, Arthur, listen, I know some guys are disappointed. There's not a lot of meat on the bone. Nobody in our deal can make more than $3,000 a week. That's it. This is as big as it gets. And somebody out there is going to say, well, I really want to make like $500,000 a month. If I can't make $500,000 a month, I'm not interested in doing this program. I said, Arthur, think about it like this. If one guy's making $500,000 a month, divided by 4 weeks in a month, let's say, that's $125,000. Divide that by $3,000. There could be 41 people that are making $3,000 a week in place of that one guy that's making $500,000 a month. Think about how many lives we could change. If we change the comp plan so that one guy can make that big paycheck, it's taken away from the average guy out there that doesn't necessarily understand the ins and outs of network marketing, just wants to help us grow. That guy can do it. We've got a lot of those guys in our community. And so we like the place where we are right now. Now I said, here's the good news. There's a lot of extra right now. And we went through the numbers. I showed him exactly how much extra there is. And that's money that's in the budget for you to find a clever way to do two things. Here's what I told him. Number one, you got to find a way to make sure that Texit Coin is front and center of whatever it is that you're doing over and above the normal comp plan rules, right? If you're going to do something great, you're going to give away a big bonus, make sure that it benefits everybody across the Texit Coin community. Right? Yeah. Okay. If one guy's making $500,000 in a month as a bonus, that's great for that one guy. But I want to put that extra money to use that benefits not just everyone, but benefits Texit Coin. How about this? Go lease a 6-pack of luxury sedans, get them all wrapped, lease them out to the leaders in different downlines and teams for free as a bonus. Top guy, you get the car. Right? Mary Kay does it with, what is it, pink Cadillacs? And they see those pink Cadillacs around town. They go, oh, that's a champion. It's good for the brand. It's good for the person. It's good as a bonus. So I said, look, there's lots of extra here, right? Now that we're a year in and we know how well we're doing and we know what we've got, let's start to do more, but leave the comp plan the way it is. All right. Let's tweak it a little bit here and there, but we've got something that's simple. We've got something that maxes out. We can look you in the eye and we can say, look, nobody makes more than $3,000 a week. That's it. There are some bonuses. There's some Texit Rangers that have stars. We got 4 Texit Rangers now that have a star. That star is worth an extra $1,000 a week of a bonus. So we got a couple little things like that. But the point is that as you look at the comp plan and you look for opportunities to improve it to the benefit of our leadership and performers, find a way to make sure that that benefits everyone. Find a way to make sure that it makes it easier for all of us to talk to the general public, friends, family, colleagues, relatives, whatever, about Texit Coin. Maybe we can put some ads or billboards up in your area. Maybe we want to sponsor the local sports team. We can do all kinds of great stuff like that because we've got a lot of excess. We're doing very well. And we want to give more to our community. But I want it to have a positive impact for all of our community and Texit Coin as a whole. So comp plan stays. 9's the max. That's it. It's working well. We've gotten very far with this extremely simple program. And now with Arthur and our friends from the network marketing community, love you guys. I know you're going to crush it. I was on a call last night, invited to listen in and say a few words. And in the beginning of the call, they said, look, in the years I've been doing this, I've never made money this fast. There's a person that got in, been in 2, 3, 4 deals over the last 4 or 5 years, never made this much money this fast. 2, 3, 4 weeks in, made 2,000 or first week, 2,000 or second week, and is on a way to make $3,000 in week 3. Unbelievable. The system just works. And the mind's growing. You can jump in at the $9.95 with 1 share. 1 share is worth it. 1 share is a win. When this coin goes to 16 and 880 and 1880, it's a huge win. But all you have to do is bring in 3 friends and you triple your output. Maybe even get your initial $1,000 back. It's really easy. I like it just the way it is. As we engage our friends from the other part of our project, as that becomes more front and center for us, we'll change, we'll improve, we'll have more. But where we are today, as we're filling up these first seats on the rocket ship, we want people to be excited to be here. And that's what we've got today. And that's what I love about this project. So no 21, NO. Thomas comes back and says, the gentleman was concerned the coin count mined from the charts would continue to drop as we continue to grow in a rapid way with the miners. Yes. Okay. So I think I understand what you were saying before. Let's take a look at the charts and I'll see if I can kind of explain what's going on and why this is actually a virtue. So here's the Texa coin that's mined every day. If you look at it on a weekly chart, you can see a little more flat line here. It looks like we're mining about 95,000 coins a day on average. I'd say 95,000 is probably a pretty safe thing, right? So 95,000 a day divided by the 3,500 miners we have now. Is that where we're at? 3,500 means that the average miner is getting 27 coins a day. And you can see the new miners coming on board here, and you can see the average per day over here on this chart, right? And yes, there we are, about 32 a day. Okay. So, at first glance, this is incredibly frustrating, but I assure you that it is by design. Was I not sharing my screen there a minute ago? Oh, I am sharing my screen. Okay, stop. It's by design. And the reason it's by design is because we have to have competition built into the core of this project, or else no one's going to go out there and work it. Now, if you go out there and work it, you get extra power. And if you know how to work it with the Rapid Rewards program, you get some cash. Some people take the cash. Some people take the hash. We got Chad out there, our hash hog. He is the leader. He is the #1 miner. I think he's up to 13,600 mega hash now. He just BOGOs out every week. And remember, everybody that had commission, even if you're a launchy, has gotten BOGO now. Check to see your reward for your commission. It should be double what it was before. If you weren't getting the BOGO, you've got the BOGO now. Congratulations. That's my bad on the oversight, and I hope you forgive me. But some play the long game with the hash power, like Chad. Chad said to me when he was out for the Ranger Roundup, he said, look, I put my bet down. I put my money on the table. I made my bet. Now I'm just going to let it ride. That's it. Let's see where this thing can go. So, all right, hash hog. Sounds good to me. Other people are taking the cash every week. Why? Because like my friend Raphael says, I can tell you 3 things about money. It's better to have it than not. It's better to have more than less, and it's better to have it sooner than later. So those people are saying, I'll take the money sooner. I put my bet in. I'll keep my cold storage wallet accumulating coins, and I'll take the cash every week and I'll pay the bills. Great. Either way, it works. When people take the hash power, the mind grows. When people take the cash, that's more enthusiasm. That's more energy that's out there helping us grow even faster. I'm good either way. I wasn't always like that. I'll admit. Back in the early days, when those commissions were creeping up at 50%, I was getting a little scared. We've got a year and a couple of weeks under our belt now. We've got a very healthy system. It works week in, week out. So whether you take the cash or you take the hash, it's a great system that's working for you. But if you are a passive miner on the rocket ship, you join, you say, I'm not helping you grow. I don't care how much of a legit thing this is. I'm not telling a single person about it. Well, guess what? your mining output is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, it'll never be worthless. Obviously, the earlier you get in, the more coins you stockpile, the more coins you save, the more you win when we go up to 16,880 and beyond. But if you're not helping us grow, it makes a lot of sense that you're going to take a back seat to the people that are out there really building our community. That's by design. And I didn't know how it was going to play out, but I love it today. The guys that are helping us grow, that see the direction the ship is going, are at it. They're filling the seats on the rocket ship. They're taking the hash power. Some weeks they take the hash. Some weeks they take the cash. They alternate. They do a little of both. But the point is that they're the ones that are helping us grow, and they're the ones that are going to win the most. It's by design. If we don't have that competitive element here, very few people are going to do anything. Cash is nice, but we have to have competition for this to really be an exciting project. And so if you join, you get your Texacoin. You don't have to tell anybody about it. You can keep it a secret. What I like to do is the seed planting thing. Look, family, I would never try to get you guys to come in on some sort of scheme that I signed myself up for. I just want to tell you what I did, put it out there so that way when this thing hits, I can say I told you so. Just plant the seed. Just mention it. Just bring it up casually over dinner. See if they bite. They may not. They probably won't. You've probably told them about a thing or two in the past that ended up leaving some egg on your face, and they're going to be a little cautious. Maybe. Who knows? But they'll start watching and they'll go, Texacoin just passed 75 cents? Is that thing that you were telling us about? Yeah. Is it too late for me to? It's not too late. We got a long way to go still. Jump on board. So if you feel like you can't sell anyone, don't lose hope. It normally runs in like a 30 or 90-day cycle, because as we stair step, as our community gets bigger by design, people go, that's nice. And then they see the price go up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. And they go, hey, is it too late? Can you tell me more about that? Chris just sent a screenshot message in. Happens all the time. Hey, that thing you were telling me, I talk about to you about that tonight. It's really interesting how we plant a seed on those things and we don't follow up. And it just kind of grows in the back of somebody's mind. And think about it. And then they reach back out to us. It's really kind of an encouraging thing. And a lot of that's because crypto is popular these days. And we've got something cool and different. And maybe they see the billboard or they hear about it on the radio and it rekindles that interest. But that's by design. And so, Thomas, the answer to your question is that we've got a system here where we get to compete against each other instead of us competing against China. That's the first way of explaining it. Second thing is, look, our project rewards the people that want to help us grow. The only thing that we need to do to be successful is build our mine. 100 million megahash is a gigantic mine. Taking Litecoin and eventually Dogecoin blocks puts us on the map. People can't ignore us. The crypto community will go, whoa, who's mining 10% of all the Litecoin Doge blocks? Those guys in Texas, though. Those nuts that ended up doing it. Weird. My eyes getting really creepy. Anyway, point is, we have to grow the mine. And if you want to help the mine grow, you get rewarded. And the people that don't want to help the mine grow, there's no penalty. They don't get kicked out. Their mining contract doesn't expire. They don't ever get charged an additional fee because they didn't do anything. They just don't get as many coins as the guys that do. So remember, 1, 2 free. You can triple, if you buy in on the 995, you can triple your mining output just with 3 referrals. It's pretty easy to do. Mom, dad, cousin, mom, dad, coworker, son, daughter, coworker, 1, 2 free. Very simple. But that's a very important element of our project because it introduces competition. And I'll tell you, when you get up against guys like the Hash Hog, they're serious about acquiring their hash power. Great pick here in New Zealand. I've got lousy Wi-Fi myself. Thanks, Brawley. Frank says, hi, Bobby. Do we have sponsor numbers, track, and qualification for the Vegas promotion by miners yet? Now that our security system is implemented, I will work on that tomorrow. I'll have a page up in the next day or two for the Vegas competition. Trey, make a note. Trey's got it on the list. Thanks, Trey. And then we will see who is in the running and how close they are for the Vegas competition. Thanks for reminding us about that. Zach says, once all the seats are filled, roughly what size piece of a coin? This is an easy question. Let's do the math. So 100 million megahash is the goal for the mine. 1000000. You jump in last minute. You get the very last seat on the rocket ship before we pull the door tightly closed. Hopefully our door will be closed tighter than the Blue Origin doors. But wait, that's not even 100 million. Okay. 100000000, 100 million. There you go. Divided by, that's 100 million mega hash, 100 mega hash for the last seat on the rocket. Okay. Something's going very wrong here. My math is not working. 100. Let's do it this way. Over 100 million. This is the percent that the very last seat on the rocket ship will get of the mine. Now, we just took a look at how much we were mining every day. We said about 95,000. So the person that gets the last seat and or anybody else that buys 100 mega hash and never does anything to improve it is going to be getting 0.095 Texacoin per day. Okay. Now, at $16, that is going to be $1.52 of Texacoin per day forever. If they buy the last seat and they put their $9.95 in and they've got to wait and get $1.52 per day, take our $9.95 and divide it by $1.52, they will have a 654-day ROI. Divide that by 365. That's $1.79. Or sorry, that's 1.79 years. Sorry, I don't know where $1.79 came from. 1.79 years is too long. But here's the deal. This is the most important part about this last seat concept. The people that are jumping on and buying the seats at the end of our seat filling adventure, they're not hoping that we go to 16. In fact, we'll probably already be at 16 or shockingly close to 16. They're getting on the rocket ship and they're hoping that the rocket ship goes to 80 or 500 or 800 or 880 or 1880. And so let's suppose if that person that's getting 0.095 Texacoin per day sees us get to $880 per coin, they're getting $83 a day. And that $9.95 now divided by the $83 a day gives them a 12-day ROI. Think about it just like Bitcoin. If I told you that you were only going to get a measly 0.095 Bitcoin per day, and those Bitcoins were only going to be worth $94,000, you would only be getting $8,930 per day in Bitcoin if you got the last seat on the Bitcoin mining rocket ship. Now, of course, guys, we don't know where the rocket's going to go. I would say that I know, assuming the world keeps spinning, the lights stay on, preferably 2, that we're going to 16. I know that because I've charted the course for us to get there based on the growth of our community. It's very simple math. If our community is this big, we're at 10 cents. This big, we're at $1. This big, we're at $10. This big, we're at $16. It's easy because a currency is a promise and we've got the cash to back up the promise. Where we can go beyond that, I do not know. I've got some personal opinions and beliefs about it. I think $80 is an easy thing. That's a 5x return based on the money we've brought in. I believe that we should really be a top 20 coin. Let's find out where we would be if we were a top 20 coin, just to do a little late night dreaming here. If we were a top 20 coin, we would have a $6.5 billion value. If we're able to get to $6.5 billion, looks like that. By the time we've got 62,500,000 coins, which is February of 2026, we're at 104. That to me is not just a realistic goal. It's a goal that I believe is a direct correlation between the work that we're doing, the things that we're accomplishing, our mission, and our price. You know, to be up there with the likes of Fartcoin and Titcoin and Bonkcoin and Pepe Coin and Floki Coin and Shiba jokes with a real project, I think it's very easy, very doable. So let's shoot for 100. Let's shoot for a top 20 coin as we fill up the seats on the rocket ship. When we have a community of 1 million people and we have a mine that's 100 million mega hash, I'm telling you guys, we've got checkmate from so many different angles here. It's not even funny. Okay, let's keep going. But that is why the mine decreases in power, because we want competition in our community. It works for Bitcoin. It works the same way for us. We're just not competing against China. Once all the seats are filled, roughly what size? I answered that. TJ, would Downtown Digital Dollars be considered a layer 2 running on the Texas L1 blockchain? That's exactly what it is. Zach says hash. Thanks, Zach. Carl says, thus it does not save the change. I don't know what we're talking about. Remind me, Carl. Sarah says, where do we find our crypto wallet? Do we submit every week or is it stored in our profile? You'll eventually be able to save your USDC wallet to your profile, and then using the multi-center utility, click, 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 commissions are paid in one moment, just like that. Robert says, it me tracking it. LOL. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate you sharing that with the community, man. That's really important for us. Thank you. We'll do a better job with social media soon. Sean says, I'm moving to Conroe at the end of June. Would love to set up a miner at home. Yes, Sean, get yourself to either 800 or 2100 mega hash. It's not that hard. Couple BOGOs, maxing out, and you're there. Casper and Cheryl. They say, would it be possible to attach a debit card to our commission so we can just use it anywhere that takes credit cards? No, it's not possible for two reasons. Number one, every time we engage some other digital component service, we encourage and engage more digital risk, right? So we want to do the least amount of things possible so that we can externalize that risk and put it onto your shoulders. You know, if you lock yourself out of your Coinbase account, it's not my problem. Now, that's not good news, but the point is that we've got a lot of work to do to accomplish our major mission. I can't be messing with debit card PIN resets and credit card numbers getting stolen at the gas pump. Like, it's just too much for me to have to try to figure out. And so connect with Coinbase. They'll issue you a debit card. We'll have USDC trade pairs soon, so you can easily send your USDC over to Coinbase, link it to your debit card, and spend. And then that's somebody else's problem if something goes wrong with your debit card. Maybe someday, but that's definitely not on the radar for the next, couple of years as we're getting our feet solidly placed on the ground. Chris says, remind TXC back office, unable to type email code to verify password to get edit profile on my iPhone. Any help? Works fine on your PC. I'll pass along a note to the developers. Unable to type email code to get any on your iPhone. Okay. We'll check it out from the iPhone. EV, are you still going to mail out the booklet you showed us on the previous call explaining the coin? Yes. Everyone will get a booklet, whether you like it or not. Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, soon, Mark. Coach Bud. Hey, Coach. I have a guy in Texas and in Texacoin that can do an amazing store for you with anything and everything you would want, branded Texas and Downtown Digital Dollars for our community. Are you talking digital store or are you talking physical store? If you're talking digital store, the big challenge that we've got with digital stores and e-commerce is being able to link in with TXC as a payment option. Shopify doesn't do it. WordPress is a disaster, but let me know if you're talking physical or like brick and mortar or online. Mark, Austin Chamber of Commerce, let me know when you're ready to reach. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mark. James, are we still on schedule for 55 cents after tomorrow? Yes, we are, of course. Watch it go down. Maybe live on Thursday. Maybe we'll do it live on Thursday. Thursday's the 1st. Tomorrow's the 30th. Maybe we'll do it live tomorrow. Byron's whiteboard says crowdsourcing is the way to go. It really works. Our thing is great. Love the comp plan. It's so fair for everyone. Thank you. I'm glad that you see it the way that I do. Ken says there are certain price point goals that are regularly mentioned. 1680, 880. Why are these specific goals? Well, a couple reasons. 16 is an easy number because by February of next year, we will have 62,500,000 coins, more or less. The math isn't always perfect, but 62,500,000 times 16 is a cool $1 billion. So our goal is to get to $1 billion by February of next year. You take those two numbers and multiply them together. We know that the fixed value is the number of coins we'll have at that time. Multiply it by $16, and that gives us our $1 billion value. 80 is 5x. So 62,500,000 times $80 a coin is $5 billion value. That puts us up now towards the top 30. We want to have a 5x return because if we bring in $1 billion and we only get to $1 billion value, it seems kind of like not special. And it's not. It's weird. It would be weird to bring in $1 billion and only be worth $1 billion. Any company that has profits always has a multiple of their profits, and if we do that in a year, it's pretty crazy. A year and a half is even, crazy as well. But when I went through and did my projections and calculations and figured out where I thought we could go, I started looking at number 5. And to get to number 5, we are up there with the best of 3 worlds. Litecoin Doge, gigantic mineable coins. XRP, not mineable, private, permissioned, similar to Texacoin. Great leadership, good mission. I don't particularly like the mission, but it's a mission that's working well for them. So I think that we should have the best of all of those worlds combined. And if you add up the market cap of these different coins, you got 131 billion, 131,000,000 on XRP. With Doge, you're at 26 billion. Let's add 26 billion. And let's add Litecoin because Litecoin and Doge share the same network. And we are at 6.5 billion. 6.5. There you go. So Texacoin is the best of all 3 of these. If we were better than all 3 of those combined, we'd be at $163 billion value. If we do that by February of next year, and we've got 62,500,000 coins, we'd be at $2,600. And so 880, 1880, that means we're big. It means that we're successful. It means the world loves us. But top 5 is really where I'd like to be. Shooting for number 1, guys. Make no mistake. I'm not in this to be runner up. But those are how we get to those price points. We think about how many coins will exist. And remember, you can always check that out in the Blockchain Explorer. If you go to explorer.texacoin.org, you'll see our coin supply today is 39,951,000. So we project to have about, am I not sharing again? I'm not sharing. There's a Block Explorer. We project to have about 62,500,000 coins by February of next year. That's our starting point. Multiply that by 16, you get to 1 billion. Multiply it by 80, you get to 5 billion. Multiply it by 1,000, and you get to, a top 10, top 20 coin. Those are the milestones we're looking for. Shane wants to know, did I miss something? You said the average miner is getting 20, 30 coins per mine. I have 12 pack and have been getting a total of 90-ish per week. Not complaining, genuinely curious. No, you didn't miss anything, but if you do the math on the total miners we have and the number of coins produced per day, you get about 30 coins a day. And so some people have 9 packs, some people have 3 packs, some people have 1. And so there's a nice mix. It's a very nice mix. And again, the average is about 30 a day. You can see the chart on the website. As the mine hash rate builds, does token output increase from the 95,000? It's not supposed to, but it was supposed to be like 120,000. So I think that as our mine gets bigger, the number of coins we produce per day might go up. I don't know. That's an interesting question because if it does, we got to rethink that February 2026. We'll have more than 62,500,000 coins if the mine production goes up, but it probably won't. Market-wise, how can I earn the lease car and the wrapping, the billboards and the restaurant meals budget? Talk to Arthur, Dan. He will hook you up. There is a lot of documentation coming together on how to advance through the ranks. Can you also grow a team in Mexico? Of course you can. We welcome friends from all over the world to participate with us. They're capped at 10%. Meetings and host incentives and events there too. Yes, you can. Coach Bud, digital, online. I'm sure you'd love to take Texacoin for payment, and I'm sure we'd love to have that, Coach. But we got to figure out how to link in the e-commerce payment services with Texacoin. Very important. Okay, we're out of time. Hour and 15 minutes. Close call there, getting the Wi-Fi set up. Guys, I'm Bobby Gray. I'm the guy that started this. I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy that you've joined me here. Remember, I do this call Tuesday night. I shouldn't be doing it on Thursday, but I'm here on Thursday as well, waiting patiently for our leadership to step up and take over that Thursday night introductory call. But while we're growing, while we need to do it, I'll be the guy that does it. Thanks so much for joining. You guys have a great night. I'll catch you again tomorrow or Thursday.